As football clubs continue to hire and fire managers at an alarming rate, vacancies at top-flight clubs are regularly appearing. In the Premier League alone, it wouldn't come as any great surprise if Chelsea and Arsenal were soon looking for new managers, whilst West Brom might be about to make their second sacking of the season, and over in Spain, Zinedine Zidane is relying on the Champions League in order to stave off the threat of dismissal. With that in mind, we thought we'd take a look at some of the most talented and reputable bosses out there without a current role. Only those who have managed in the last 5 years are eligible. Here are our 7 best out-of-work managers. Victor Manuel Vucetich. We start with the most obscure manager in this 7 to European viewers, but restricting the likes of Ronald Koeman and Eduardo Berizzo to the honourable mentions is Victor Manuel Vucetich. A former defensive midfielder who retired from playing at age 28, Vucetich has been something of a journeyman as a manager, but a very successful one. He took Lyon from the Segunda Division to Primera Division champions, later winning the title with Tecos, Pachuca and Monterrey. He managed the Mexican national team in 2013, but has been without a job since 2017. Markus Silva. Paul Merson will be outraged, but in 6th place is Markus Silva. His stock may have fallen following his dismissal by Watford, but we're still confident that Silva has a bright future ahead of him. The 40-year-old Portuguese boss has an impressive 52.5% win record, and he worked wonders at Estoril, won a Portuguese Cup with Sporting, won a league title at Olympiacos, breathed new life into Hull City, and made a barnstorming start to the season at Watford. The tactically astute coach is still young, and he shouldn't have any trouble getting a new job. Alejandro Sabella. Former River Plate, Sheffield United and Leeds United midfielder Alejandro Sabella won 8 caps for Argentina in the 1980s. He spent a number of years working as Daniel Passarella's assistant before trying his hand as a number 1 in 2009. He took the reins at Estudiantes, where he had spent 5 years as a player, and in 2 seasons at the helm, he won the club's first Copa Libertadores title in almost 40 years. He left in 2011 to become manager of the national team, who he guided to the final of the 2014 World Cup, losing narrowly to Germany. Sabella has a superb 60.58 win percentage. Laurent Blanc. Another man whose stock seems to have somehow fallen slightly over the last couple of years, Laurent Blanc did brilliantly at Bordeaux. The former World Cup winning centre-back, who featured in yesterday's 7 high-scoring defenders of all time, won Ligue 1 Manager of the Season in his debut campaign as a head coach. He won a league and cup double the following season and reached the last 16 of the Champions League in his 3rd and final campaign. That success earned him the France job. In his only tournament, Euro 2012, the team were knocked out by eventual winners Spain in the quarter-finals. In his most recent job, Blanc won 11 trophies in 3 seasons at PSG, including the league title in every one of them. He has a staggering 66.5 win percentage. Thomas Tuchel. The man who supposedly snubbed Everton before they appointed Sam Allardyce as Ronald Koeman's successor, Thomas Tuchel has been out of work since being sacked by Borussia Dortmund in May 2017. Prior to taking the reins at Dortmund, Tuchel spent 5 years at Mainz, where he seriously overachieved with the newly promoted Bundesliga side. He guided them to 9th, 5th, 13th, 13th again, and 7th place league finishes, twice qualifying for the Europa League. He had an almost 63% win ratio at Dortmund, winning the DFB Pokal in his final season. Luis Enrique. Heavily tipped to replace Antonio Conte as the next Chelsea boss, Luis Enrique enjoyed much success in his 3 years managing Barcelona. The former Real Madrid and Barcelona midfielder didn't have a great time when he made his first team managerial bow with Roma, but he led Celta Vigo to a 9th place finish in his next job, with the club having finished just 1 point above the relegation zone the previous season. He moved on to Barcelona, where he won 9 trophies in 3 years, including 2 La Liga titles and the Champions League. He has been out of work since leaving Barca in May 2017. Carlo Ancelotti. Top spot in this 7 goes to one of the most decorated managers in the history of the game. Carlo Ancelotti has won 5 European Cups or Champions Leagues, 2 as a player and 3 as a manager. He has won league titles in Italy, England, France and Germany, and the Club World Cup with both AC Milan and Real Madrid. It's difficult to argue with his pedigree then, and when the 58-year-old does return to management, it will be with one of Europe's elite clubs. So that's it for our top 7, but there should be some honourable mentions in the video description below. Thanks for watching, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to HITC Sevens.